it's kind of a psychological game when you get there and you see all these moving parts. There's all these little things you need to do everywhere and keep track of. It's really nice to just get the big stuff and just completely knock it out. So yeah, like I said, we just pulled all this debris out of here. We have these trees right here that haven't ever been trimmed. How's it going, everyone? Today we're doing a full landscape install, a 3-day project over at an apartment complex. I believe it's duplexes actually. But yeah, we'll be doing mulch, clearing out a bunch of old plants, weeding all the beds, trimming everything. Once we show up to the job site, we'll go a little bit more in depth on everything that's going on. We can do just a quick walkthrough. So, see you guys there. Yeah, so we have a bunch of material to haul over there the next couple days. There's a bunch of cobbles that we can't take in one trip, so we'll have to do that in two. And today we're just going to be hauling out debris, but on the way there we may as well bring 2 yards of mulch. I'll get the lights on for you. How's it going, everyone? I'm Nick with Augusta Lawn Care, Whatcom County. Today we have a big cleanup on 3 duplexes. Can't say this place has ever had a proper cleanup before, so we're going to run through and just kind of walk through everything that we're doing and how we're going to go about it. So yeah, if you look right here, this is probably the worst part of everything. So typically when I show up to a job that's like a bigger job and there's a lot of moving parts, I start from the most difficult thing and then I work my way backwards. So as you can see, all of this was filling in this gap between these trees and running along the other side, and there was that old fence there. But yeah, essentially it's kind of a psychological game when you get there and you see all these moving parts. There's all these little things you need to do everywhere and keep track of. It's really nice to just get the big stuff and just completely knock it out. So yeah, like I said, we just pulled all this debris out of here. We have these trees right here that haven't ever been trimmed. So we're gonna leave those two, leave these, but I think, yeah, there's a couple of them in here. So what's gonna end up happening is we're gonna take all this growth down, take it off, get it off the telephone pole there, and just round it out and do like a 3-foot cluster round shape. These things are really resilient. You can knock them down to the ground and they'll grow back. Yeah, if you want to come around this way. So over here you can see the other side of it. You can see the 2 clusters. Couple random plants, but we're going to be clearing out all of this debris in this whole bed and replacing the entire length of this with medium brown mulch. So just clearing it all out, putting mulch down. It's gonna look great. So over here in the back, we have this variegated tree. I'm not particularly sure on the variety, but this one's gonna stay. And we have this kinnikinnick and essentially just all this other growth, like this tree, all this stuff in here. There's huge clusters, so we're gonna be pulling that all out, trimming this guy up, getting it off the sides, getting it away from the house. And there's painters here while we're doing this, so they just painted the whole outside of this. As you can see, looks great. But yeah, so we're gonna cut some of this stuff away so that they can reach the trim and repaint all that stuff.
So you're kind of like the project manager on this job, right?
Yeah,
so what was your process? Because you're over here working by yourself.
Yeah.
So like, what is your process to delegate the rest of the team to kind of like where you want them to start, or like following the vision that you have for the job?
Gotcha. Yeah, so essentially when I get out to a job, like I said, you know, we started the biggest parts, and so there's multiple buildings, so it's a great idea to section it off. So we have this building, and we'll make our way to the other two as well, but divide and conquer. So it makes more sense for one guy to just start in one section, knock that out, me start in this section, knock it out, and then we move on. So over here on this building as well, we're going to refresh the gravel over in here, just kind of pulling out whatever weeds are in here, maybe making this more of a defined line, filling that in so it's not a tripping hazard for people. Then over on this side, as you can see, it's never been maintained. It's just been growing along here. So all of this is coming out. Again, we're going to leave this tree and pull out all of the shrubbery around it. And essentially, this whole bed will turn into an angle, and we'll fill it in with road fabric, stop the growth from coming back, and then put cobbles down in there. And there's a little bush over there. We're going to trim that off of the house, and then refreshing the gravel again, just along the fence here. Here's Isaac.
What's up, Isaac?
This guy's awesome. He can't hear us. Seeing how you're doing. Taking a quick video. How's it going over here? Do you want to show us what you've been up to?
Just ripped out this huge Nicolet bush. They had 3 big roots in there, and I had to go dig around them and cut under them with the shears. We got an even bigger one over there in that bush, and I'm gonna have to get the chainsaw for that. That's gonna be a pain. Other than that, we're just trying to clear this area out so we can put some bark in here and re-gravel the other parts.
Yeah, so essentially, you know, around all the buildings, like we have weed growth, the gravel's been displaced over time, so put a fresh layer on top of that. Just little things like that make a huge difference in the way things look. Again, with that, I should have gone over this first, but essentially it's just a bunch of torn up like gravel bits from the old asphalt, all the growth up along the edges. So we're gonna blow out this entire lot and just get everything like looking perfect. So yeah, over here, this is the second building. Again, this is where Isaac's been working. So we have these massive overgrown trees. And so we're gonna butcher them. This one we're gonna take down to probably about this height, shave it up the sides. It's going over the fence in the back, shave it up here. So it's gonna be about this big, you know? So really cutting it back. Same with this one, just reducing it down to like a 3-foot root ball. It'll grow back really strong next year. We have this arborvitae hedge here as well. So essentially from the lowest V, so probably about this point, we're gonna take a flat line, cut it straight across, give that a nice flat look on the top, because obviously it has never been trimmed before. Then over here, again, it's one of these really overwhelming ones. Yeah, so we're gonna knock everything down, pull it out, and we were thinking about making this into a bed, but instead we're going to just address it as part of the lawn. So whenever the mowing crews come out, they're gonna knock down this whole area up to the fence and just mow it as if it was part of the lawn. So there's all this like creeping juniper and stuff, and this whole guy gonna get shaped up. Same with this one, it's got wisteria growing up it, the cedar over here. So we're gonna get that all pulled down, and then everything obviously behind the swimming pool, all that growth is gonna be pulled out. Same with this stuff over here, you know, pulling it out, refreshing the gravel. So we'll go over to the third building. Yeah, so we actually, oh, there's another bush over here. Yeah, same thing with this guy, cutting it way back, really freeing up that space, catching up on years of no maintenance. And then here, sorry, I'm making you run circles. This guy, trimming this arborvitae hedge down about the same height as that one. And a great recent development we had, one of the guys' projects got rained out. It was a patio project. and it's kind of hard to do that stuff in the rain, especially with the sand and stuff. So they got rained out, so we have 2 guys coming to join us here pretty quick. So that's really going to help knock out a bunch of this just initial trimming and debris removal. That's definitely the most daunting part of this job. So again, just kind of lightly trimming this one up. I'm not going to do a whole lot to it, but maybe just some of these lower branches that are around head level. But we're going to clean out this whole area. Again, we were going to do mulch here. We're just going to leave it natural, let the grass grow. Yeah, trimming this guy up a little bit. I don't think we're doing too much with it. And then completely pulling this guy out. It seems like there's a little Japanese maple here, or I don't know. I think that's a vine maple, but we're gonna pull that out as well. All of these little shrubs along the fence. This guy's gonna stay. And then we have all this growth from the neighboring property kind of encroaching over the fence here. So we're gonna limb this stuff up. How am I doing on time?
Good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, so then this guy here, the painters haven't gotten to this house, but so we're gonna pull it a good 3 feet away from the house, just so we don't have to repetitively every year just like make sure, you know, because we could cut it a foot off the house, but then next year it's gonna be right up on it.
Right.
So yeah, so we're gonna get that all trimmed up on both sides.
Cool, man.
Yeah, and then there's just a little bit around this next side here. Same thing with this one. You know, we're gonna be kind of refreshing the gravel, cutting out all these weeds. Over here, we're gonna be knocking down all of this growth. We could, in theory, pull it out, but there's so much and it's gonna take so long on a project like this. So we're gonna knock it all down to the ground, hit it with some spray, really make sure that it's not gonna grow back. And then essentially from this line right here, we're gonna do bullet edging, going straight across. And then this entire area, we're gonna knock down all the growth, pull out all the knick-knack. If you come around here, it's really bad. We're gonna get all this stuff out of here. Oh, there's a frog. Poison dart frog. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so we're gonna pull all this growth out here, put down road fabric, make sure nothing grows back, and then it's gonna be cobbles all the way up to these steps over here.
Cool, man. Something I like that you really did, just back over here for a second, was that I noticed you brought like the big pile of mulch already and then like hauled out the debris. Instead of just thinking, oh, we have to take debris, so we're not going to bring any materials today, you save yourself a whole other trip just by bringing some mulch to begin with, even though you're not using it right away.
Yep.
And then you have your debris that you can haul out. And then I assume when you take that load back, you can even bring back more materials. And just do the same thing and like save yourself a lot of time over the course of the job, which adds up at the end of it. And I think that's really smart.
Yeah. Logistics is a huge part of it. So the main thing before we actually start the job is like you got to look at the materials that you're bringing. So we have 3 different days. We have a lot of material to bring. I think we have like 4.5 yards of mulch, or no, sorry, 4.5 yards of cobble, and we can only haul 3 at a time. So it makes sense every morning that we're gonna come here with an empty trailer. We gotta bring debris and just set it aside so that we don't have to do one day of just hauling debris back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll go over to the last part here. So this is a separate building, separate owner over here. Not too much back here. As you can see, I think the tenant over here went ahead and did some of the trimming already prior, but yeah, just getting the rest of that off of the fence. And then this stuff is kind of growing up towards the house, so we'll cut it way back, you know, cut it about 6 feet back, and yeah, get that all under control.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so
good stuff. Seems like you got it under control here.
Yeah, we'll see. We got another couple days and a lot of work to do. So
all right, tell you what, I'll come back and check back with you when you're about wrapping up the project. Okay. That way we can do a little follow-up and see how everything went with your systems and installing it and how everything went smoothly. So cool, we'll see you then.
Absolutely.
All right.